What surprised you the most about the pandemic?
People buying 10 years' worth of toilet paper.
WFH or hybrid work arrangements were always a possibility. My agency is just full of assholes.
Mine just ordered everyone back into the offices. Our Chicago office will be mandatory minimum of 2 days a week. Thankfully, contractors are spared.
How weirdly quiet it was at first. Living in a city of 500,000 people, it was so insanely quiet.
Makes you realize how much noise cars really make in aggregate.
No matter how strong you feel, everyone has a breaking point from stress. How crazy amounts of stress impacts people. I've heard of many people becoming socially anxious, depressed, and others gaining a new perspective on life. Somehow this whole experience helped me overcome a lot of my issues, seek help, and ultimately I feel like a much stronger person. This poo is still absolutely awful though.
I figured out I had a lot of unresolved anger issues that boiled to the surface last year, pushing me to make the first step and seek therapy. Yay, COVID I guess?
How uncoordinated global strategies are. Why all the G7, G20, United Nations summits are for. Edit, G7.
This is why I can't take the people saying this was all planned seriously. Where exactly do they see any signs of organization in any of this?
How easy it is to return to old habits when there's nothing else to do, crying face.
Damn. This hits close to home for me. Before the pandemic, I quit WD after 8 or 7 years of smoking every day. I was pretty proud of myself for not touching it for about 6 months until the pandemic hit and we had to start working from home. I was living alone. So I said, F it, might as well get high.
Dolphins in Venice's Grand Canal.
I was surprised about the hills people were ready to die on.
I need to get my hair done. Like, seriously, that's the thing you're angry about?
How unhinged it made people.
It was a very short trip for most of them.
That people had to be told how to wash their hands.
For Westerners especially, the existential crisis that surfaced in people. It was really surprising seeing how untouchable some people felt they were and how straying from routine can really put some people in a weird headspace.
Weird asterisk. That's the key word. UK here. People just started acting off. Everyone was being just really odd. It seemed to me that only people who had experienced serious stress or trauma before were the safest. Just people talking where they shouldn't be talking, starting weird fights in pubs, spitting in their hands before shaking, middle-aged men suddenly stopping me in the street to just have random conversations about nasty topics, friends walking around with rictus half-high grins. Everything was off. Edit, and see here how multiple people have messaged to accuse me of lying, being a fantasist, or just getting outraged at me suggesting that Britain didn't cope with the lockdown well. Another example of what I'm talking about, that someone would get angry at someone for having a different experience to them. That's just weird asterisk.
People I thought were intelligent and sane turned out to be bat poo crazy.
That in an apocalypse scenario, it won't be medicine or food that is raided and hoarded. It's toilet paper. People will starve, but they will have a clean ass.
There's a post-apocalyptic video game RPG out there where toilet paper is the currency. Was released pre-pandemic.
Still love my husband after 43 years.
That it's still going.
Yeah, I remember in March 2020 that some experts were talking about how it was a very real possibility that the pandemic could last for a year or more, which seemed unfathomable to me at the time.
No matter how much cheering and clapping for people who are putting their lives on the line, it does not translate into helping them cope, paying them more, or any long-term benefits. It's done to help the people clapping feel better.
I work in a major trauma hospital. When Delta came to my state, we were the first hospital to convert fully to a COVID hub. After months and months of max capacity beds, we finally flattened the curve. The hospital gave out pins to thank us. Nurses have been fighting for pay rises and better ratios for years, but instead of even entertaining that thought, we got a pin.
How unnecessary most offices are.
I used to spend 3 hours per day commuting. What a waste of time.
How politics ended up superseding public health. How people played politics with it. How much lower can people go?
Greater than how much lower can people go? You absolutely do not want to know the answer to this question, for the answer will be lower than the last time this question was asked.
How much my extended family doesn't really care about each other.
How stupid people are.
Honestly, my bar wasn't very high to begin with, but boy did it reach new lows over the last 2 years.
How much it divided us. I always sort of thought that if we, as a species, ever faced some sort of external existential threat, like aliens coming to wipe us out or some horrible natural catastrophe, we'd band together to help each other. Turns out, nope, we'll try to make money off each other, use the situation for political gain, and refuse to take basic precautions to protect each other, basically just out of spite. We're so much pootier as a species than I ever imagined, and I never thought terribly highly of people to begin with.
I'm not surprised that most people are selfish, but I'm kind of surprised about the extent. Call me naive, but holy crap.
How little I needed human contact. But also how much I missed my quarterly meetups with 2 particular friends. Seems weird to me that I would be happily content at home, but also crave a very specific type of contact. Beck, Mel, I miss you. How overdue we were for a major labor movement.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.